Front Row MMA here at Combat Excise in Nuneaton with, well, the amateur heavyweight title contender, Chris Miles, for Fight UK, the amateur series number 4. Before we talk about the fight, it's been a while since you've been in the cage.
Yeah.
What was the sort of the delay for?
Circumstances are I changed gyms. I came from obviously us to shoot fighters. I've moved on to combat and exercise now. I took a bit of time off to repair some injuries and just basically have a bit of a life back. So obviously all you fighters know that once you start training, your life goes downhill rapidly, socialising. And then my girlfriend of all people said you need to get back and train, and I came down here and I did a couple of lessons with Lee over there in the boxing ring, and then after that it progressed. I started doing the jits again, started being down there 6 times a week, and before you know it I signed up to a training camp and I'm having an interview with you boys.
I don't know if you mind answering this question, but you mentioned you were with Leicester Shoot Fighters. How come the change of camp? Was it
change of camp was this is a lot closer to me. Obviously I'm from Hinckley, that's the main reason. I wanted to train in different disciplines, and these down here combat exercise, you have a different coach for every discipline, very high standards. So I thought, you know what, all the pros train in different gyms, so why not give it myself a go?
Now we'll move on to the next one, because I don't want to make it sound like, hey, we're stirring to find out if there's bad. It sounds to me like it was just circumstance and convenience that led you to leaving Leicester for a little while.
Yeah, circumstances. I still see the lads, I still speak to them, I still socialise and train with them, so there's no hard feelings there. It's just a personal thing I wanted to do and change and progress somewhere else.
And now you walk into the title fight at Fight UK's Amateur Championships 4 against a Polish gentleman from Hard Knocks. Yeah. Here we go. I'm going to get the name wrong, so I apologize now. Patryk Chmielewski, and I'll give it up there. We'll call him Patrick from now on. First off, how excited are you that the first fight back for a little while and you're in there for an amateur heavyweight title?
Yeah, I am pretty excited. This fight should have been on the cards a long time ago, personally, and it wasn't. A fight's a fight at the end of the day. I was offered somebody Patrick's already fought, and I thought, you know what, Patrick's a good guy. He'll bring it. He'll turn up, and I like to compete. I want to fight as well. There's all right fighting people, not being begetted, but below your standard or whatever else. But I want to compete at the highest level. I want to see what doors this leads. So fight's a fight at the end of the day. I've got a great coaching team around me, and Patrick, whoever else it was, if it's a title fight on the line or a normal fight, I'll be there. So
you sound incredibly grounded. I mean, I know I'd be going, well, it's for a title, and all of a sudden, my mental attitude would be to focus on the title and not the performance. Does that weigh on you at all, or are you just looking forward to the competition?
Looking forward to the competition. To be honest, the belt's a belt. The belt's a prize. It's the same when you do jiu-jitsu or anything. You don't go into jiu-jitsu comp and think, I'm going to get that gold, I'm going to get first. You go and compete. It's the same as me. I've got maximum of 9 minutes of hard work. I've trained for 6 weeks. I guarantee I will be victorious, but I'll get the belt at the end, and that's my hard work. That's not what I'm aiming for. That's something I'll achieve.
What do you know about your opponent, Patrick? He's had a few fights. We've seen it. Have you been able to manage to see any of his fights or any of the footage on him?
Yeah, I've been watching his fights on YouTube. Obviously, he turns up. He's very aggressive. Some of his calibre opponents, I wouldn't say wanted to be in there personally. I think a couple of them fell over and tapped too quick. That's an honest opinion. I'm not going to roll over and fall over or even back up. I don't go backwards. So bring it on.
With a heavyweight fight, probably more so than any other division. Sorry, lighter weight guys. One punch can sometimes be the difference. But what is the difference between the pair of you, do you think?
My boxing coach is the difference between the pair of us. He gets you power from places you don't know power comes from. And that's the God's honest truth. If any of you boys want to train with Lee Ferry, get down him and give him a go. He'll show you power you will not see.
Now, it's the main event. Again, and it's a fairly local event at that. You're going to have lots of people coming down supporting you. One of the things I like to ask fighters is, when you've got a crowd like that, are you the sort of fighter that sort of drinks in their energy when you're in the cage, or do you get that tunnel vision and focus? How important is that crowd to you?
The crowd's always important. It's always nice to know you've got people in your corner, but it's a weird thing when you fight. You get in that cage, it's a lonely place. It's you and the other person. All you hear is your corner and see the person in front of you, and maybe the ref if you're doing something wrong or asking for guidance. You don't really. Like every time I fought, you don't hear what's going on around you. Apart from when you go and get to cage, and everyone goes knees. Other than that, that's about all you hear.
And you fought on a Fight UK before. They do their pro and their amateur shows, but their amateur shows are really quite special. What is it about that event in particular that you like?
I just think they treat you like a pro, you know, from everything from the backroom staff to interviews with yourselves, who Alistair keeps in touch with you, they'll do your posters. They treat you, you know, they treat you well, and it's a really good promotion to fight for.
And again, we'll go back to the fight. You know, what can you said that you're going to be going forward. You're going to be aggressive. If you could sum up this fight in, and I'm going to make it hard for you, so you'll hit me afterwards. If you sum up this fight in 3 words, how would you do it?
Big right knockout.
I'll give you that. Yeah. Fantastic. When you're training hard for this, so you go in for 6 weeks. You know, if this fight goes the way that you expect it to and the way you visualize it, you know, you're going to be an amateur title holder. I think it'll only be your 2nd amateur fight, though. Third amateur fight. Sorry, that's all right. Yeah, it's all right. See him holding up his hands? They feed me the information. It's your 3rd amateur fight. You'll already hold the title. Is it the ambition to defend that a few times, or is there a pro? You know, are you going to use it as a stepping stone to a pro fight?
Definitely want to defend your title. You're not a champion until you've defended it. Junior DeSantis said that, and I took that on board. You've got to defend your title to prove you're a real champ, so that would be definitely the first stage. And then after that, it depends on obviously work and personal circumstances. But if I get the opportunity to go pro and do something you love for a living, then yeah, fair play, let's do it.
Before we let you go, I've got one more question for you. I think I know the answer to this already, but I'm going to ask it anyway. You know, you visualized your hand being raised, and you know, Andy Sledge is announcing the winner. Is he announcing the winner by KO, by decision, by sub, by TKO? How's this fight going down?
Oh, we're knocking him out.
Before we let you go, is there anybody that you want to give a shout out to? Any sponsors you'd like to name, or anyone you'd like to name?
I'd like to thank the Ladsdown Combat Exercises, all my coach, Lee Ferry, Aval Denton, Rob Stevens, Trev Teal, and Paul Taylor, who's been coming over from Birmingham and doing a lot of work with us. I'd like to put a shout out to my boy Liam Corrigan, who is following his dream at the moment, and he's about to go around America and do all the jiu-jitsu competitions. Some of them he'll be doing are New York on the 27th of September, Oklahoma, Naga, Dallas. He's going to train with Brandon Quick, and he's going down to Rio, Thailand and California. So any sponsorships or anybody wants to do any, give him any kit, or just get your name on his shorts and watch a really good prospect go around America, get in touch with him. His Facebook page is Liam Corrigan.
Thank you so much for your time, and you know how gracious to be shouting out for somebody else as well. That's amazing. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure.